Okay, so you know how the basics of Klara work. I don't have to go over all those kind of details. So let me just show you what would happen. So first with the EMA integration, what you get is patient sync. So all your patients will sync automatically into our system.
Nice.
It
Okay.
does that on an hourly basis. So for instance, with other services that are out there, maybe it updates once a week, it updates once a day, so on and so forth. I'm not sure how Relation works. There's so many different companies, I can't keep them all straight in my head. But what I can tell you is a lot of times when patients need to reschedule a visit, let's say they cancel it for, I don't know, Wednesday this week and they cancel it today,
Yeah.
they're still going to get an appointment reminder on a Tuesday. With us, because the system updates every hour, as soon as you make that adjustment, as long as that appointment's not within that hour that they're canceling, that patient, it'll be readjusted and they won't get that reminder, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Uh huh.
So that's one thing. So all the patient sync makes it really nice and easy for your staff, so they don't have to upload all their patients all the time.
Okay.
Now, for the telemedicine portion of it, I don't know if you've even looked into how it worked. Have you looked into it or tried it at all or anything?
No.
Okay. So to get a patient on a telemedicine visit, really simple. I'm going to show you on my cell phone here. All I do in that patient file is hit this little camera button. I hit start visit. And this is if I want to start an instant visit, right? This is immediately, I'm on the phone with them, they're ready for the visit. What happens is I receive a text message on my cell phone. It might take a second or so because I'm sharing my screen here. But once the text message comes through, oh, it did come through, it just didn't alert. I must have my alerts off. You'll say, William Henschel started a video visit with you. Click here to join. I literally just click that link to join. And if it's first time in 30 days, just like the message, they might have to enter their birthday. Otherwise, I hit join visit and I'm on that video visit call. Oops. Hold on one second.
Your sound.
Sorry, because I had too many screens going. It looks a little blotchy because I'm sharing my screen. If I did it on your cell phone, and if you want to, we can try, but it's super high definition video. If you want to see it, we can do that, of course.
Okay.
But a couple things I want to show you while I'm here. We now have the ability to in-message, so you can message within the video visit. And one thing that's important about this is if you're using Doxy or using FaceTime or something, you can message in those visits. But once that video visit ends, you lose that thread, you lose that message that went through. So I can have that communication here. The other thing that I can do as well is I can also, if I get out of this, I can also share my screen. So if I need to share screen, I would just hit this button and you could see on my screen here, I could pick which screen I could share with you, me seeing you, if that makes sense.
Right.
But I can now share my screen there. So the video is really easy. It works across all platforms as well. So let's say I end my visit. I end the visit here. What's really nice is that it timestamps it for you and you now have a record in Klara of it.
Okay.
And with the new integration, it's really very simple. You can hit export, and I'll show you in the deck here because I deal with all the different EMRs, but let me go to EMA. Did I pass EMA? Here it is. So there'll be a little drop down where it's normally copy and paste. And so if I click this arrow, export to EHR, I can choose which category I choose it to go into. So for instance, this would be insurance or a picture, maybe clinical images, and it goes into the proper place in EMA for you.
Okay.
Now, what's really nice about this is with the Google Chrome extension, I know I'm kind of bouncing around like a bunch of different screens here, but it's to show you everything. Let me just turn my Google extension, my Chrome extension on. So instead of your providers using all these different things to use the video, whether it's Doxy or FaceTime or different things like that, the Chrome extension really makes it easy for you guys to have that video visit while having EMA open at the same time. So what happens is I don't have an EMA extension, but I do have my Salesforce. Salesforce is essentially like my EHR for for salespeople, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna close this. So like this is your account that I have here, right? If I want to have my Chrome extension open, it'll patient sync into Klara automatically which patient it is once the Chrome extension's open. And again, I don't have the ability to do that because I don't have like my own profile in Klara. But if Bill the patient was here on EMA, it'd be here as well. And if I need to start that video visit, I can click this video button and just start that visit right from here. And you'll see it's open, and I could share my screen. I could take my notes in Klara, and then if I need to export them to the EHR, there's that export to EHR button and choose the category if you need to.
Okay.
So it'll make it a lot easier for the providers.
Okay.
Or whoever needs to deal with that patient. Now, as far as automations and things like that goes, there's a few different things that we have. So first, let me go back to the video visit just to kind of finish going over that. We also have a waiting room, just kind of like Doxy would have.
Yeah.
So, for instance, based on how you set up your automatic cadences, maybe they get an appointment reminder, hey, you have your telemedicine visit coming up on Tuesday, tomorrow at 9 a.m. So you would send over the automatic link, and we'd create like a template for you or something like that, where the patient gets their link, confirms their birthday, of course. So here's the link they get. Okay, this is your video visit link. So now on Tuesday at 9, they know they have their visit. They join the link. Oops, it's doing all the other automations. Join the link. Allow the camera. And now I'm in that waiting room. And you could say, I'm ready. Once you say, I'm ready, it says your provider has been notified and you'll begin your video visit shortly. So what happens on the Klara end, there's a folder that's video visits. And whatever is green is a video that's already going. Whatever is red is somebody who's potentially waiting in that waiting room.
Gotcha.
And now you can click into that waiting room. And of course, it'll automatically sync and pull that over from the patient name when you click on it. So you have your EMA screen open. You have this on the side. You could do your video visit. You could take your notes. Or you could even take your notes in Klara if you wanted to and just export them out to the right category.
Okay.
But all of this is available to you. This is all available to you right now.
Okay.
If you want it.
Okay.
The only thing that's not available is the automatic patient sync and then the automations that would come with it. So the automations, for example, let me go into here. Sorry, give me one sec. I'm just going to pull it open. Oops. I have so many different decks for different places, so I like to make sure I got the right one. Okay, so we have your Klara Assistant. And what Klara Assistant does is based on the automations or cadences that you would have set up, this will all be automated for you. So for instance, if a new patient books an appointment, they're listed as a new patient, maybe they get their welcome information that comes in. So it's, hey, we need you to send your insurance card, we need you to fill out this document, this form. These will all automate if it's under new appointment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. Appointment reminders. So the patient will get an automatic message. Hey, you have a meeting appointment at Tuesday at 9 a.m. Apply 1 to confirm, 2 to cancel, 3 to reschedule. So let's say they apply 1 to confirm, they'll get an automatic message back stating, we're located at 100 Main Street, 4th floor. Here's your instructions how to get here, what you need to do. Maybe now with COVID, it's an automatic COVID response. Please wait in the parking lot with your mask, whatever you need to have.
Okay.
Pre-instructions. So based on appointment type that's notated in EMA, the automatic instructions will automate out. So let's say they're having some kind of procedure done and they're doing some kind of face procedure, right? For women, maybe don't wear makeup or something along those lines, or don't eat before surgery, whatever it may be. based on the appointment type, we'll send out the appropriate instructions and your normal cadence. And you could customize these to whatever your need is. So if you need them to go out 2 days before, 1 day before, whatever it would be, or even multiple different messages, these will automate out.
Okay.
Now, no-show. So the no-show appointment is very simple. Somebody no-shows, they receive an automatic message saying, sorry, you weren't able to make your appointment today. Please reschedule here.
Okay.
So patient clicks the link. They can choose the reason for their visit. Again, these are customizable to you. So maybe it's some sort of injections that they need to do. They click on it. It will open up to your calendar, right? It'll pull from EMA what's available for that appointment type. They can choose their time. And then once they choose their time, you would get an alert, and it would allow you to either confirm or not confirm that appointment. So reason being is the feedback that we got from providers is they don't want patients booking in. Maybe they have a consultation visit and they book an injection visit because they saw that time was open. So this allows you to confirm it based on what the appointment, what the patient says.
Okay.
And then, of course, if a patient wants to book an appointment, we have a link that you can send. So just like the no-show, you can send a link to a patient as well, saying, here's a link to the calendar, please book here, right?
So is there any way that the patient can initiate the appointment request without us having to send anything?
Right now, no, it's on the works. It should be done in the next month or so. I can't make 100% promise. They're working on it so that they can make that selection either from the website feature,
right,
or from, even just a message in general.
Okay.
If I escape here, so just kind of like there's a paper clip on the bottom for them to send a photo. Oh, whoops, I blocked out. Let me pull this up here. So just like there's a paper clip, they want to make it so that there's a button down here as well where they can schedule an appointment. Right now it doesn't have the capability yet. It should be there in the next month, like I said. But if they want to message in, hey, I'd like to make an appointment, there will be, I don't have it on my demo screen because I don't have an actual appointment to do it.
Yeah.
But just like here, there's a little calendar button, and it's essentially like a calendar template. And you guys could just press this button and it'll automatically send that to them.
Okay.
And it'll come in like a new message if they ask in the unassigned folder. Somebody can see it, hit that button, and send it out.
Okay.
So we're trying to automate that, but it's a work in progress. Now aside from no-shows, there's of course feedback and reviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could prompt patients to leave reviews. So if they reply 1, they'll get, happy to hear you're happy, please leave us a review here, and you can put whatever customized link you want, Yelp, your website, Google. We can't automatically post on there because patients need to have a login to post a review on Google, but ultimately it prompts them to at least go there and do so. And then of course, the one that we find that doctors and MPs, PAs, everybody really likes the most is the follow-up. So based on procedure, you can set up a cadence. So whatever that appointment type was originally, there can be a follow-up cadence that automates out. So whether it's hey, take your bandage off, check, right? Make sure it's looking right. Now, no more bandages, don't put anything else on it. I don't know exactly what 100% everything you guys do, but you can set up as many messages as a following cadence as possible.
Okay.
And then what we see a lot of offices do to help keep business going, let's say it was a cosmetic procedure and they need somebody to come back in 3 months. I know my wife got her lips done, just as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she goes in once, she's got to go back in like a month and a half, 2 months later to like build on it. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
So, if you remind them, a month and a half away, hey, just a reminder, you need to come back in and build up on this. Come on back in. So it's not really advertising with the messages, but what it's doing is reminding them if they want the procedure to be done properly that they need to continuously come back.
Okay.
And you can set up those cadences based on appointment type, and we'll read that automatically out of EMA.
Okay.
And that's really pretty much the gist of it. There's some other things I saw you guys weren't taking advantage of, like the web messenger feature, the phone integration. I don't know if you know about that at all or if it interested you, but
with the web messenger.
Yeah, so For instance, on the web messenger, so on your website, and this is my fake website here, we have this web messenger feature, so patients could actually message in to the practice. They could also start their video visit from here or start their video visit from patient.klara.com. So unlike other services where they either need to download an app or go to an email, log in, everything can be done through the text or even right from the website. So if I wanted to message into your practice,
Yeah, we do have a spot where you can message us through Klara on our website.
What's that?
We do have a
you do?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I just missed it when I wasn't around on there. So if you have that, then you're good to go. The phone greeting, I don't know if you have that where we transcribe voicemails for you.
No, we have a service that does that already.
You do? Okay, gotcha. So that wouldn't really apply to you at all, but those are really the automations. That's everything that would incur with being integrated, essentially. It's the patient sync, it's the automatic messages, it's appointment reminders, it's everything that we're talking about.
Okay, so to integrate with EMA with what we have now, say a patient sends us a picture or they have a message thread going and they just need to download it into EMA. That is something that we can't do now without the integration, or
you just download it as a PDF and then upload
that's what we've been that's what we've been doing. But as far as utilizing the drop down send to EHR kind of thing.
So now with the drop down, let me present this here. So there's a couple things. There's two ways to do it. You can export all the messages and you can select which ones you want to go in. Mm-hmm. So for instance, this is just for a message, and I'll go back to the video in a second, or the photo in a second. But you can edit this box, so you can either add additional notes, you can subtract notes from it, and when you hit export, this is Next Tech, but it's essentially the same idea. Let me go back to EMA. Is EMA right here? Okay. So right now, this is exporting insurance. That'll go to the insurance section. But if I hit export for this photo, export to EHR, clinical images, I choose that as my category maybe, right? And then I could choose where it goes and hit export, and then it goes into the attachment in that category.
Right, but that's something that we would have to sign up for, or is it something that we automatically can do now?
You can't do that now. Now you just have to do the download upload.
Okay.
This would be with the integration. You would get this.
Okay.
So any category that you have that's in your system, that's what our system will reflect. And that'll allow you to move everything over a lot easier for you. Instead of downloading and uploading, you just choose where you want it to go.
Okay.
So the same thing for forms, for messages, for everything like that. So for instance, here's a message, export to EHR. I choose which ones I want. I edit them. This goes into patient conversation, for example. And then it's in the attachments under the patient conversation in this patient's chart.
Okay. So how much are we talking?
So it's essentially 30% more than you're currently spending to upgrade it in. So if I look at your file here, let me go back. Sorry. You're looking at, you're spending right now, it looks like $4,800 for the year. So if I do the math really simply, 4,800 times 0.3 is $1,440, and then you would times this or divide this by 12. It's an extra $120 per month is what it would cost to have the full integration. And that would give you the appointment reminder. That would give you everything.
Okay.
So I don't know what your thoughts are. I don't know how much Relation is charging you. I don't know what any of that is, obviously. If you're spending money on video visits, all that stuff, you have access to that already with Klara. You have access to the Google Chrome extension with Klara if you want.
Yeah.
But it would make it easier with the integration to have that all set up.
Right.
Because what would happen is if they have a, let's say, telemedicine appointment already, they would get those automatic links for the waiting room for them to just be there waiting, ready to go, and your staff wouldn't have to send those messages out.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Emma had provided all of that for free during COVID, so not
Right.
so. I mean, we're not technically paying anyone right now for virtual visits because it was included. You know, Emma gave it out during COVID, and then of course FaceTime and all that you don't necessarily pay
Right.
for.
This is just, I mean, ultimately it's going to be like the video visit's there with Klara, so it doesn't cost you any to use that now. So I don't want you to think that.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
just the automations for the video to go out so that you don't have to have your staff doing all that work to get them on it
I gotcha.
is the benefit of the integration.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, you know, it's really up to you. If you find like Klara's working good for you, maybe integration is not ideal, right? If you're looking to get that appointment reminder and everything in one spot, so your patients are used to one space for everything, then I would think it's worth it for you, right? So it really comes down to what you feel is best for the practice.
Gotcha. Okay. I gotcha.